meine Arbeit für richtig hältst. Ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienst meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt eine Stimme ab. Wenn ja, dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich
Welcome to Hitler Downunder, the story of Adolf Hitler as told in Australia's newspapers at the time. I'm Mark Taylor, clinically trained psychologist and former Australian Army officer. On Tuesday, 6 February 1923, the Express newspaper in Adelaide wrote a page one story referring to Adolf Hitler as the Mussolini of Germany. This article also appeared in several other Australian newspapers, including Adelaide's The Register, the Horsham Times in country Victoria, the Telegraph in Brisbane, to name but a few. A variation of this epithet was the Mussolini of Bavaria, first reported in the Western Australian newspaper on Tuesday, 18 September 1923. This was also an epithet used to describe Hitler within German nationalist circles, according to Sir Ian Kershaw in his seminal work Hitler 1889 to 1936, Hubris, published by Penguin in 1998. Kershaw goes on to attribute the invention of the Führer cult to Hermann Esser, a journalist and editor of the Nazi newspaper Völkischer Beobachter and a vice president of the Reichstag, when on 3rd November 1922 he proclaimed to a Pekt Festsaal, that's a ballroom or party hall in the Hofbrauhaus at the Royal Court Public Brewery in Munich, Germany's Mussolini is Adolf Hitler. As one of Hitler's earliest followers and friends, Hermann Esser held influential positions in the party during the Weimar Republic period, but increasingly lost influence during the Nazi era due to sex-related scandals. He would survive the war, be arrested on several occasions, including by the Americans and the new West German state, before dying aged 80 in 1981, but not before receiving 80th birthday congratulations from the then Bavarian minister-president. Adelaide's Express newspaper, dated 6 February 1923, also stated that Hitler was widely known in Bavaria and described Bavaria as being the new Prussia of Germany. Prussia was a historically prominent German state that originated in 1525 with a duchy centred on the southeast coast of the Baltic Sea. For centuries, the House of Hohenzollern ruled Prussia, successfully expanding its size by way of an unusually well-organised and effective army. Prussia, with its capital first in Königsberg and then in 1701 in Berlin, decisively shaped the history of Germany. The Adelaide Express newspaper's February 1923 article was actually originally written by Leonard Spray in London's The Daily Chronicle newspaper. Spray wrote during the Great War, and the last examples of his reporting were noted in 1929. Spray refers to Hitler as being a revolutionary and a militarist, and that little was known about his past except that he was Austrian of proletarian origin, having worked as, and I quote, a house decorator, before serving as a private in the German army during the Great War. The same article refers to startling red posters of the National Socialists led by Hitler, and which were appearing on Munich streets, denouncing Jews, pacifists, profiteers, and the Versailles Treaty, while simultaneously attaching itself to the strangest of labour programs. Reference is also made to the Hitler Guard, which wore the swastika or Hakenkreuz armbands in the colours of the old empire, those colours being red, black and white. Astutely, the journalist notes that the swastika device was the symbol of anti-Semitism. The newspaper article notes Hitler's oratory, his energy in attending multiple consecutive meetings, and the regular themes he expounded to the members, which the newspaper notes were people difficult to classify, but who included artisans, ex-officers, professional men, shopkeepers, minor government officials, and the bourgeois-like. The paper reported that the socialists in Bavaria believed the National Socialists to be the gravediggers of Germany. Interestingly, the Daily Herald newspaper, another such publication published in Adelaide, dated Friday, 9 March 1923, reported that Hitler was a danger to the maintenance of the German Republic. This was echoed by the Western Australian newspaper, dated Thursday, 21 June 1923, while noting, presciently as it would turn out, that the Bavarian government only pretends it is going to scotch the most active and noisy, such as the Hitlerites, or what the newspaper incorrectly referred to as the National Socialist Workmen's Party. Book 1 continues and includes the Bavarian Fists, the Coming Dictator, the Beer Hall Putsch, the Treason Trial, and Hitler's Ideal Summer Home. The book spans the years 1923 to 1925, when Hitler has left Landsberg prison. As you can see, the Australian newspapers, thanks to input from Great Britain or the mother country, have largely accurately portrayed an accurate understanding of who Hitler truly was. And I think the press can be forgiven for minor mistakes, such as details about Hitler's past, the misnaming of the party, and sometimes inaccurately describing Hitler as a monarchist and royalist. Thank you for watching.